broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Sweet land of liberty, of the I sing. Welcome to the Brink After Show. We're just showing a little American pride for this American satire tonight, folks.
It's important to start a comedy show with a sad patriot song.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. That's what we strive to do here. We strive for,
Success?
Success, patriotism.
Yes.
Love. And love. That's all we want here.
The themes of the Brink.
The themes of the Brink. That's true. That's kind of true.
Of life. You can't get away from it.
No, you can't. You can't avoid it. Listen. My name's Lauren.
Here you are.
I am a host tonight, and you can find me at Twitter, Instagram, at Lola Logro, Facebook.com/Lauren Lograsso, and I've got some patriotic and beautiful men to my left.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, please.
Love America, first of all.
Ride or die.
You can find me on Go Blue Dave on Twitter, that's Michigan, and Dave Abed on Instagram. And you know what I said in my other show? Give someone a hug today. Why not?
Yeah.
Give some love, not sexual hug, unless that's where you're at in that relationship with that person. But it can be just a friend hug.
Thank you, Dave.
A frog.
Yes, a frog. A frog.
Wow. Hard act to follow.
I know.
But hi, guys. My name is Jon Manganello. You can find me at Johnny Mangs on Instagram and on Twitter. And also you can find me at JonManganello.com.
Oh, that sounds like a delightful
great
website.
Well, I was on DaveAbed.com the other day.
Yes, thank you.
Always on LaurenLograsso.com.
Sure.
Sometimes I'm on AfterBuzzTV.com.
Right, and check
and,
out AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz TV on all the things, pretty much.
And why don't you give us a big old tweet at hashtag...
A big old one. Hashtag ABTV The Brink. That's right. So speaking of the Brink, I want to talk about Zeke and Sidekick, or as I like to call him, SK.
Do you want to give your overall impression of the episode?
This was a really good one. I liked it. I thought that his storyline was the best because it had a woman who I think Kristen Wiig will be like in like 20, 30 years from now.
Wait, who?
The woman who is in Zeke's part of the episode.
Oh, yes.
I thought that they were really funny, her and the guy. Yeah.
The funny.
Don't you feel like Zeke's... I feel like Zeke, his actor name is... his real name
Pablo.
is Pablo. His nostrils allow for... I just feel like he's already a character, just based on how his nostrils
He does
flare
a good amount of nostril acting, which I didn't know was a thing. We got eye acting here. You do your eye acting. Thank you. And we got nostril acting. So, I mean, we just need ear acting.
Ear acting, lip acting,
which
I guess is speaking. Eyebrow acting. We don't have a ton of eyebrow acting.
That's good because that's usually a symbol of bad acting.
Right.
Unless it's very appropriate.
Lee Pace does it in *Halt and Catch Fire*, my other show I did. He does just the triangle up a lot, which isn't a lot of. Let's move.
He's probably going to need Botox at some point because that's going to create a significant crease in his forehead. But anyway, we digress. Zeke and Sidekick SK are in the desert. They are about to be captured by two enemy people with guns.
Yeah, they're fronting and they're dangerous.
Yep.
And then Sidekick brings out the letter
and tries to read it to, and he's pretty successful. I couldn't believe how much he got out before he got kicked.
And there was an American flag on the other side, which is like always a bad. I would think no one wants to be an American in that situation.
Right.
I think that was the joke, right? That you would not want to say you're American to what we thought would be those are Taliban.
Yeah,
right?
Enemy people, at least.
Yes,
of some sort.
Yeah, you don't want to tell people you're American when you go overseas.
Yeah, well, they have said that. I mean, I remember when our choir went to like even Europe, they were like, "Don't tell anyone you're American. Don't wear American clothes. Be very concealed about it." So there is that prejudice.
But they had American flags on their
illegal.
Yeah.
No, I was singing in churches, but still.
The drug choir.
Yeah, drug choir. It's underrated.
So then he threw sand in the face of the Taliban.
And then he hit him. Bam!
And the guy goes, oh, Taliban. And then he goes, oh, my nose hurts.
Yeah.
But in Taliban.
They ended up killing them, right?
Did they?
I mean, I didn't see it happen, but how did they just disappear? Did they just run away?
They tied them up.
With what?
Well, the other guy, the sidekick, was tied up already, so he had maybe with whatever
so they broke out of their ropes and then reappropriated them on the enemies.
Or maybe they threw him on one of those landmines.
Maybe. Yeah. All right, that could happen.
Hey, remember when you spoke in that language just a couple seconds ago?
That's the Arab language. Well, my last name is Lebanese, so
is it?
Yeah, it's not.
You guys are both
Lebanese. Are we?
You should bond over it. Right now,
we have kibbe,
delicious.
Baklava.
They don't have much kibbe out here.
They don't have any good
racist.
Whole Foods.
But uncooked kibbe, the raw kibbe, kibbe nai, it's delicious. So I bet you those guys are going to have it if they're still alive when they get home later.
That scene in the episode where they go for the long table of food.
You know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of Jurassic Park. When the two kids get back into Jurassic Park and they're feasting, they've been in the forest for all that time.
It's been years since I've seen it.
Well, that's really a shame because it is a quality film.
It's quality.
But I'll never forget that because that Jell-O looks so good.
It did look good.
Yeah.
But also, didn't you think of like Frodo from Lord of the Rings? Like Frodo spent almost a year going through the forest with almost no water, and he never looked as parched as Zeke and Sidekick did after what seemed like about 30 minutes of desert walking. So they seem kind of wimpy in their desert walking survival abilities.
Yeah, they're delirious after that amount of time.
They could barely stand.
Yeah. They didn't. They were rolling.
Yeah, it was curtains for them.
Until the quirky couple came to save the day.
Our new favorite couple.
Yeah.
Yes, love them.
They were so much fun.
Lots of comedy.
They feel like a groundlings, like they're a little groundlings.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, send these two to SNL. They are
ready.
Stage
of Groundlings, not the Sunday Company, right?
Very specific. So that's some insider information.
Yes. I don't know if they're in Groundlings, but we like them.
We like them. They're fun. I like that he woke up next to the tiger because, like, oh, did whoever tried to save them, like, kill a tiger and then put it there to show him a symbol? Like, you're next.
Right.
But then it was a rug, so.
Rug. Maybe remember that. It was half rug, half tiger.
Yeah, that's how
it was a rug tiger.
Yeah.
Riker.
But we never did find out why they're keeping them. Why would they have to stay?
They seem lonely, and that seemed to be the reason.
They did seem lonely.
Yeah, I think that they're just lonely people. They've been out, they said they're 100 miles from any sort of land.
Surrounded by Taliban.
Yeah, and surrounded by rocks. I wonder why they were there, because they never explain what they do.
Obviously, this will be a story that progresses.
Yes.
We don't know a lot, but we know that they're all very self-conscious about not pleasing their guests.
Right.
They have to be good. We're not being good hosts.
And anytime, I love when the guy was like, well, the way you make the samosas, you fold, and she's like, no one cares, honey.
Right. That is like a lot of marriages.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not married.
That's why I don't marry.
That's why I don't marry. That's what I was going to say. Then
I'll never take a husband.
I will take a wife.
I will take a husband.
I remember a little moment where the couple says, this is the first time in a long time that we've had English speakers.
Right.
So that makes me almost think that they're like pulling Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd, which you might be familiar with.
Think they're going to chop them up?
They're going to eat them for
samosas?
meat. Yes.
Meat, what's that song? Meat pie. Does anybody want a meat pie?
Anybody want a meat pie?
Anybody want a meat pie?
I'll take 3.
This is when it starts all falling apart.
No, but I'm really excited for them. That was my favorite part of the episode, was just seeing this whole thing transpire. And then, of course, Zeke is asking, hey, we need to...
And he's flaring his nose like a madman.
That's
like,
we
need to get
serious.
out of here. And he's like, well, Zeke, I'm so hungry. Did you try this wine? He's like, well, fuck, where's the phone?
Yeah. I just thought... It's all right. It's all right. I just thought it was interesting that the sidekick was so invested in the food that he didn't even care about the phone. I thought, well, wow, their situation must be really bad if he wants to stay with these 2 psycho people.
Yeah, well, he seemed kind of deliriously eating and drinking, and he's always been kind of pegged as the dumb one out of the 2.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I was shocked when he pulled out that...
Right, which was dumb, though, too.
It was dumb, but he had really good pronunciation, so I was
He practiced it once or twice.
Yeah.
You give me a big old meal, I'll give you hours of entertainment.
Yeah, that's how I roll in my real life.
All right, and that's a promise.
Do you want to know my favorite moment?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I liked when there was that clown car full of people.
Yes, so let's talk about that. So Alex Talbot in this episode, it starts out, he's at Rafi's house, and they're talking, and he looks, first of all, like a yachter in this episode.
He dressed great.
Yeah, to the nines. Actually, I felt a slight pang of attraction to him, which is the first.
Really? You pinged attraction to him?
I was like, oh, hello, Jack Black.
Wow.
You look clean.
Shmuley.
What does that mean?
It's from
That's Lebanese for
Okay.
Ed.
That's his name or something?
So what does that mean?
Shmuley.
Thank you, Marissa.
Oh, I just thought that
he looked good in that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like the way you look tonight, so keep it up, Mr. Black. You're looking fancy. And by that, I mean sexual.
And come on the show anytime.
Anytime you want. Yes. Hashtag the Brink.
Yes.
We love you.
He's here.
He's here. He's just hiding. He's bashful.
Yes.
In person, he's very bashful.
That is true.
However, he was not bashful in the episode because he wanted a piece of Rafi's sister, and he wanted it for himself.
His elephant trunk.
For his elephant trunk.
He wanted it, and she was like, no. The girls were like,
so
no.
let's explain how he got there. So they went there because I think her name is Rita, and basically the school has been ransacked by the bad guy, Zaman's people. And so they go upstairs, and she's in there, and she's protecting all these young women, or young girls, really, that she teaches. So they come in, and...
Well, first Jack Black and Rafidi have the man-off, right? Where I'm going to be the one with... is that his name?
Rafi.
And,
you mixed it with the Lion King.
Rafiki.
It's not racist. They have the battle of who's the more man with the crowbar.
Yeah.
I will walk first. Now you have a longer stride, but you have the weapon.
That was funny.
Yes.
Good job.
Who's going to be the more man? I was reminded, like, if I were in that situation, I would probably hold a crowbar, but also maybe have somebody else lead the way just in case.
I wouldn't have wanted to be in the back. I think it's always better to be in the front.
Really?
Because in the back, don't have eyes in the back of my head. I have eyes in the front of my head, so he can watch me from the back, but I can't watch me from the back.
Yeah, but what if the first person that goes in is shot by whoever is standing there?
You know what? It's, benefits. It's you mix and match.
You have to weigh weigh the benefits and costs.
Benefits.
You mix,
and
you match.
Mix and match.
Like your outfit, my outfits.
Absolutely. So then they're fighting basically down at the bottom of the stairwell, and Rita calls, "Hey, I'm in here." So they go in there. She's hiding all these girls, and she's like, "Listen, we got to save these girls." Talbot, trying to be the hero because he wants to get with her, offers up to bring them to the embassy. And so I thought that was a genius move because it pulls at the heartstrings. It's going to make her want to, have her ball in his court.
And you saw it in her eyes, where she's like, "Ooh, I could." You and her had a similar moment. She's like, "I could see his elephant trunk in my suitcase."
Well, and these men just lead with their elephant trunks.
They do. Well, he leads with his eyeball twitches, obviously, but yes.
Twitches first, trunk second.
Trunk second. That's what Beyonce says.
Absolutely. Yeah. She probably does.
Yeah.
It's not
Put it
off.
in your trunk.
Monica Lewinsky.
Surfboard.
Surfboard?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what Beyonce says.
Sure.
What did you say? Monica Lewinsky?
That's something else that Beyonce said.
Oh.
But that's a different show.
That is a different show. Okay, so this is very comical. You guys are bringing it up, the clown car situation.
So they don't want the sister on Jack Black's elephant trunk.
Right.
So he has to go on top.
That really got Johnny.
I just realized that was
You didn't hear the callback the first 3 or 4 times?
No, of course I said it myself.
Right.
Hearing you say it.
I made it real.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so they didn't want him on the elephant trunk. So he sat on top of her and was crushing her in this car. They're going over all these bumps.
Yeah.
It's a very terrible situation. Rafi's driving because he's the only one that drives 6 shift. And they're about 7 girls, but it looks like 100 in the back. 100 gals just in the back. And they're so funny. Those girls were great little actresses.
Yeah. He's not going to get her. Oh, he's really trying.
I wrote down one of their quotes. It was, he's talking to us like a hobbit or something.
Yeah.
And they kept calling him creepy uncle because he said, just think of me as your uncle. Right. And they're like, creepy uncle.
Creepy uncle is never going to get with teacher.
No. But he might. We'll get into that in predictions.
Right. He might, because she said something even at the end that made me think,
Oh, really?
This could happen.
Yeah, this could happen. So they get to the embassy, and we see Mr. Ambassador, and we think, Mr. Ambassador, you're not going to like this situation because you hate Talbot, you hate everything he stands for. But then he sees this number, 7. He counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last girl says 7.
Yeah.
And it's obviously some sort of Christian symbol to him.
Do we know what it is?
I don't know. Do you guys?
I don't know.
Do you guys in the booth have any ideas?
I didn't even know that.
Repeat.
Okay, so it was a Christian symbol. Like he's obsessed with like the apocalypse and like basically he thinks this is the end of the world and that Christ is going to come. So he said he saw the number 7 and he was suddenly overcome with hope and joy.
Well, 7, yeah, that's
just
definitely
a powerful number.
7 days of the week,
right?
And then there were 7 loaves of bread.
There you go. It's a bread.
Okay.
So it's a powerful number in Christianity and in all of life. It's a very powerful and lucky number. So he agrees to give them shelter.
So win all around.
Wins.
Yeah.
Wins. But how? I wonder if there'll be like a turnaround because Tim Robbins did say he was going to fire him very soon. So I don't know if maybe this could make him stick around for longer. We'll see.
Fire Talbot or fire the ambassador?
Yes, but that's a pretty big actor, so I doubt he's ever going to get fired from the show.
Right. And like you said, they're using him for such small snippets. I hope they have something bigger in mind for him before the end of the season. It makes me just think
that they were like, hey, you want to do this show? Like, you don't have to work a lot. We'll pay you a well amount. You only have a couple lines per episode. He's like, okay.
Yeah, because he does a lot with them.
Yeah, he does. And it's probably on set for once a week.
Yeah.
Just like we are in our shows.
That's so true. We're living exactly the same life as the people on the Brink.
We're all in stripes as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Who's next?
Who's next? We got Mr. Walter.
Walter, W-Man.
W.
Yeah.
That's what they call him.
W.
So in the beginning of the episode, he is on his way to talk to Israel, to talk to the, what was it, foreign minister?
Yes, and they had the fun, him and Alex had the fun code conversation.
That was amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
That was like an improv game.
I love that they brought up Shakespeare.
Yes, I'm Puck.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, some writer in that room is loving the Shakespeare.
Geek.
Yeah, it's a theater geek.
It was totally a theater geek.
And then the Jesus, like, oh, I want to be in Jesus' ass and stuff. Like, it got really, like, awkwardly inappropriate.
I wish I had the time to rewatch that a couple times so I could have really fully decoded everything they were talking about. But we got the gist. Yes. Basically, the mission was going as planned.
Yes.
So that was good for the time being. So he goes and he meets with the foreign minister. She was awesome, by the way. I love that actress.
Well, you forgot when they pulled the catheter out of his tree.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yes, because I can't forget that.
That was amazing.
Because I can just imagine that being pulled through the length of my 12...
Oh, man. But it was great because it was another one of those physical comedy moments, and it intertwined with the sounds of the car. So the car was coming to a halt, and he was screaming.
I didn't even think about that, yes.
It was really cool.
And he made the assistant do it, which the woman, we never know her name, but we say she's great in every episode.
The aid.
Yeah, the aid.
That's her name. We have the aid and the sidekick.
Right.
Kendall.
Well, that's her real name.
Oh, Kendall is...
No, it isn't. It's not Kendall.
Yes, it is.
It's Kendra.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought...
But also Marilyn... No.
Marilyn's her real name. You're right.
Marilyn
Monroe.
I thought it was something Monroe. What's her name?
Well, we'll see later. She's doing a great job. I know. Well, there's definitely an app, so they'll look it up while we continue to talk. Okay. But he goes in. I thought the actress who played the foreign minister of Israel was incredible. Her comic timing was incredible. I just love when she dropped an F-bomb. I thought she just did it with such ease.
And she switched from the other language, Israeli. What would you call that language?
Mary Beth Monroe.
Mary Beth Monroe language.
Yep, Mary Beth Monroe language. Hebrew, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. So anyway, he was talking to the prime minister. She was talking to the prime minister, and she put the prime minister on speaker, and then Walter came in and was like, listen to me, blah, 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 blah. He talked really fast, and because he took that moment, he seized the day, carpe diem, he wasn't afraid.
Right.
The prime minister agreed to meet with him.
Well, back up for 1 second. You had the moment when Walter walked up to the embassy and he couldn't get in.
Oh, yeah.
And that was one of those moments where it's like, it made me hard. I know we're watching a comedy, John, but like you think, listen, if the Secretary of State is landing in Israel, I think they're going to know before he shows up at this front door that he's there. And they're not going to stop him. So it's like another one of those moments, John, where it's like, you know, wait, did all of our headphones just
it's weird.
Where I get taken out of it a little bit. Like, I know that there's so much to disbelief in this that sometimes I do get caught being like, come on.
There's so much to disbelief.
Yes, there's so much to disbelief.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, you have to suspend your disbelief so much.
Yes.
No, it's hard when you're thinking on your feet. I do it all the time.
Yeah. On your ass.
On your elephant trunk.
Well, I sat on that one time.
Cuts the blood flow off to the brain.
Gets all blue.
So, yes, that is a great point.
Thank you.
I thought it was funny, though, when he said, isn't my face enough? So for this instance, I don't think it is enough, but don't you ever feel that way when you have to go through all these regimens of security? Like, I had to go through so many things just to get to the gate at the airport. Why can't one be enough?
Right.
You know, I thought it was a comment on that.
Is it?
Well, partly.
It could be, I guess. Or yeah. Maybe like, well, he's famous.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it would be nice if at the airport they just took a picture of your face and you got through. But I think they do that at some airports anyway.
Really?
We just don't know about it.
Sounds good. I can't wait
I'm doing a podcast on that.
it.
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast on the airport security.
Perfect. Airport security podcast.
Yep.
Check it out.
Go Blue Dave.
Go Blue Dave on Twitter. So he gets through. He ends up talking to him. I was shocked that they were just at a pool.
Was that was the Prime Minister?
Yeah, that was the first meeting. I see what you're saying. So that was when he went in to see the foreign minister, and when he went to see the prime minister, that was a different time. Okay,
yes.
Got it.
And I just thought it was funny that the little kid and the prime minister had the same like boob fat makeup, which I thought they must have picked that kid because he had the same body type as the prime minister.
Do you think it was makeup?
I don't mean I mean body.
Oh, you mean like body?
Yes.
I was like, I'm pretty sure it was natural.
Wow, that's how I looked when I was a kid. I got really fat before I sprouted. Oh. So he's going to be very tall.
Oh, well, you know what? You've got a lot to look forward to, son. This is your future. I thought it was hilarious, too, how they were having a meeting and like about the war of the world, and he was in a Speedo.
Right. And didn't he tell that kid, if you lose, I'm going to eat your ass? Isn't that what he said?
Possibly, yeah, that sounds about right.
I didn't catch that.
Wait, you mean Walter said that to the kid?
No, the prime minister, like, he was telling the fatter kid, he was like, go swim, go down, and he's like, and if you lose, and then he said something, he was like, and he thought about it, and then he said something, but I didn't catch what it was.
We'll have to re-listen to it.
Okay.
Eat your ass is pretty extreme because it's his grandson, right?
Yeah, it sounded pretty bad. So that's why I was like, I don't think that's what they said, but
I hope not.
Right.
That'd throw a twist.
Ask the writer.
And yeah, we should ask the writer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exciting news, you guys. We are going to be having one of the writers on the show on a future episode, so stay tuned. Episode 8, he's going to be joining us.
And this is episode 4. 5.
Wow. So very soon.
3 weeks.
Keep those dials tuned to the Brink.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Don't leave your house, basically.
Don't leave your house. Just like get prepared with Y2K supplies.
Yes. It sounds like KY supplies.
Oh, no KY. Unless you're having an intimate moment. Yeah. I mean, this is a very sensual after show. Mm-hmm. So, we
have deep voices.
Whatever you do,
yes,
we support you. God bless.
And we support lubrication.
Yeah.
Elephant trunks.
Yeah.
Elephant trunks, indeed. Easy access.
It's the third or fourth time.
So he meets with the prime minister. Prime minister somehow agrees to it, and he says, okay, I'll try to buy you 24 hours. I'll do everything I can. So they move on with their lives. He's like, cha-ching, I did it. Then we come to the final scene of the show where the prime minister is walking out and he says, okay, Walter, I got you a few hours, but that's all I got. Didn't get you 24. Mm-hmm. You better make this thing work. And then the guy who's been disagreeing with Walter for this whole show comes up and is like, listen, buddy, he is not going to be the leader of the country.
Not on my watch.
Right. The leader of the country. That guy has such a great, deep voice.
Yeah. He's got a very ominous voice.
Yes. He was meant to be a stage actor.
Yeah. He probably is.
He probably is.
You have to look up his career a little bit more.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, but basically, the guy Raja, he was seen getting on a plane with $80 million.
We don't know how they knew it was $80 million, but
yeah, how did they know?
We don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Thank you. Well, it's one of those suspend disbelief things. We just kind of have to accept it.
Big bag.
Yeah.
They showed him with a bag. Yeah, they didn't show money.
Yeah, the bag wasn't open, was it? Yeah, how would they know?
How? Maybe they had a secret X-ray vision.
Well,
that does exist.
That does exist. I've heard.
Yeah.
I think his name's Maze Jackson.
Maze Jackson?
Yeah.
Is that the name of the actor or the character?
The actor. He doesn't have a picture on IMDb.
That's crazy.
Mr. Charles. Does that sound like that's his name?
Could
I
be.
would think he'd be up
it
front
could be.
in the
We just
cast
know
list.
he's the guy that's been disagreeing with Walter this whole season.
Yeah, I think that's him.
This whole series, really.
This whole season series.
I spent some
Season
time looking
series,
up
they're
that
interchangeable.
guy who was in 2 episodes who was having the sex with
the
Walter's
penis
wife.
guy.
Oh, yeah. What's he
Billy?
about? Tell us a little bit of his story.
You know, he does sketch comedy on YouTube.
He was in Dracula.
Yeah. I don't think it was his real elephant trunk.
Oh, okay.
No, definitely not.
Should put
He
that
has
in the
very little
sketches
info
once in
on
a
his
while.
IMDb page.
So anyway, it leaves us with a real cliffhanger for this episode.
Yeah.
Who knows what's to come?
No, and with the $80 million floating around, the stakes couldn't be higher.
And, for those of you that only get your Brink news from this show and nowhere else, John miscorrectly said last show that there's only 6 episodes.
Can I offer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please
take a moment.
Please,
We'd like
yes.
to say
Let's
something.
do a public apology. And shame.
Yes, shame.
Shame. Shame.
So last
Shame.
week,
That's a reference to Game of Thrones.
Yes, we know.
last week, I said there were 6 episodes in this series, and there are actually 10.
10.
So
And I would like to apologize.
Thank you.
What I've put not only the viewers through, but also my family.
Yes,
has
shame.
been shame, intense, deep, and it's really
The state
left
of
a mark.
Michigan.
The Michigan.
This
Yeah.
is basically yeah.
So I'm sorry.
University of Michigan has been shamed, obviously.
Right, because I'm the alma mater.
But it is good news for us all because that means we get 4 more episodes.
Guys!
Brink time.
Yes.
Is it time for
It's time
the
for
P word?
predictions.
Okay.
Yes.
I was afraid to say it.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So guys,
Yes.
what do you think's going to happen? Girl.
I think we got at least
Whoa.
one more
Close call.
episode of Zeke and Sidekick with those people. I hope that couple stays around for a long,
I do too.
long time.
They
I
make
think
me really
they're very
happy.
fun. With Tim Robbins, obviously he's been shamed now, so we don't know where his character is going to go. But if there's one thing we've learned, there are very little consequences for anything in this show. So probably next episode things will be fine. And we don't. What's the next move for Jack Black's character, Alex? Like what?
Well, he's probably going to be shamed too because he was the reason that all of this ever happened.
That's true. So that's going to come back on him.
Something bad's going to happen.
So we
there.
might have an episode where everything is down for. We had the Zeke down last episode, so the next episode it looks like perhaps Doggy Paddle the other arm down for them. Yes, for those that aren't watching, I'm pointing my hand down. John, your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts are this. I think the 7 schoolgirls actually are going to make quite the lasting impact.
Okay.
Because the women in this world are always the more level-headed characters.
I've met some non-level-headed women though.
He's saying in this world.
Oh, in this world, not in this world, but in the show world.
Yeah, and you and I, we can discuss.
Personally,
but I always think the aide. The aide,
Marilyn.
the wife. By the way, the wife.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what happens with their new jobby.
I can't wait either. I think that
one.
next episode is just going to be a storm of terrible things happening for Walter.
I hope those girls.
Also, he yanked out his catheter, so there's got to be some repercussion for that.
Her name's Maribeth Monroe. So
Maribeth.
there was a
I said
Monroe
that.
aide.
I just
Did
said
you?
that.
You said her name was Cassandra or something.
No.
You said her name was Kendall.
You said
And
Kendall.
then I said Kendra, and I was talking
All
about
of those are wrong.
the character name.
Well, I predict that next week we'll call her the aide again because that is a great name for her. And I think she's brilliant, by the way. Wonderful job, Maribeth.
Wonderful job.
I think that there's going to be consequences. I hope that there'll be consequences for Walter because I think a lot of bad seeds have been planted and I want to see how they grow for him.
Yes.
Also, I thought it was interesting at the end how his foil, the guy who's always saying like, you're bad, how he just said, basically, you're not in power anymore. It's like, you can't take away his title as Secretary of State. Who are you?
Yeah, he's like, go home. Again, it's just, they do all act like they're really just on a high school playground more than this is the actual real world. So again, hopefully by the 8th episode, we'll have accepted this world enough where these things won't bother us. But I'd say that's the biggest critique that I get from people I talk to about this show. They have a hard time separating.
Well, maybe we will be able to see some consequences next episode.
Maybe let's cross our finger for consequences.
Maybe we'll separate.
Yes. That's right. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. We appreciate you. My name is Lauren Lograsso. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at LoloLogro. And
David Abed here. You can see me at the Next Door Lounge this weekend for the Murder Mystery Show. It's been going great. And you can find me at Dave Abed on Instagram and Go Blue Dave on Twitter.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Jon Manganello, and you can find me at that thing that you do, because I do it too.
What do you do?
That Murder, She Wrote.
The Murder, She Wrote? John doesn't do it.
You can find me at Johnny Mangs on Twitter and Instagram.
All right, thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Happy Brinking.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.